It was 1995. I got a call, and there was someone who recommended himself as the military officer, high rank, and would I be willing to talk with him? So I showed up in his office, and he told me very unexpectedly that, in fact, the new president of independent Ukraine, he asked him to be part of that committee that would draft new ideological doctrine for the whole country of Ukraine after it stopped to be a communist country and now tries to figure out what to be. And so he asked me, directly looking at me, can I advise him on behalf of the church, of other Christians, how to draft this new ideology for Ukraine? Well, of course, I didn't have many comments to make. I just didn't know. I didn't study that so much in my seminary. I never thought about this opportunity when I grew up in the country where Christians were outcast in society. But it was after that meeting, when I was going back home, I was talking with the Lord, and I was asking why you gave me this opportunity. Is it only to be ashamed that I cannot say anything? And I told him that I want to study and I want to understand, to learn how to answer this very question if it will come to me again at some point of my life. 4 years later, I was in a big IFES student conference, and standing in a line for coffee, I was just behind of Uncle John Stott. And so he asked me about Ukraine and about what I'm doing in Ukraine. And probably he noticed something in my answer, because he said, well, I understand that you need to study, Sergiy, and I invite you to become Langham Scholar. Ukrainians felt this is our last chance to depart from corruption and all violence that is going on in Russia, but also was kind of embracing Ukraine, and say that we want to be in free Ukraine. We want Ukraine without corruption. And let me tell you that God really was working through our presence there.
Я маю дуже добрий досвід роботи з Сергієм Тymchenko, починаючи з Майдану. Майдан – це був дійсно повстанням проти корупції, повстанням проти зла в самому широкому сенсі і повстанням людської гідності. Тоді були закладені основи нашої співпраці з Сергієм, з Реалісом. Я вважаю, що цей тип лідерства, ціннісного лідерства, тип християнського бачення майбутнього України надзвичайно важливий для нашого просування вперед.
Right after Maidan ended, with more than 100 people to be killed. At this point, Russia began war with Ukraine. And it was at that time when the university invited us to develop these two programs together with them. And it was very unexpectedly. And I felt that God is talking to me again, as He did many years ago, and talks to us, are you ready now to bring these answers? What Christians will offer to society now? Yes, with my defended PhD dissertation on this topic, I felt that we have something to offer.
В данный момент у нас в прошлом году появилась уникальная возможность создать совместную программу между Христианским центром Реалис и Национальным педагогическим университетом. В нашей программе, опять же, уникально соединено образование светское и христианское консультирование. И здесь очень важное отношение Сергея, потому что по сравнению с пасторами, которые были в Украине, да, у него было более широкое понимание и Бога, и отношений, и он видел нужду в таком консультировании.
This program is very unique. I don't know about any program like we have together with this university that gives biblical perspective on the issues of society and politics, and how social ethics informed by theology can help society to see what it means to have reality of Christ in their everyday life. The challenge is still growing, and we see forward, and we don't know where God will lead us, but I'm really grateful, first of all, to the Lord that He led me through this exciting life full of surprises and sometimes discouragement, but trusting the Lord, it always would turn out to be His victory. But also, I'm so grateful to Uncle John, who took care to talk with me at that time in 1999 in Seoul and encouraged me to study, but also faithful help and encouragement and sponsorship from Langham Partnership. This is what helped me to go through this and to be ready for today's challenges.